Hi, it's Dorothy Guinan with Scrapbooking Quebec. In this video, I'm going to share the layouts I created in October 2023. I made 21 pages with the kit I put together at the beginning of the month. Here's what I started with. The kit was based on 5 collections, and if you want to see how I put this together, I will put a link to the kit building video below. And before starting, I do want to mention a few things. First of all, I am absolutely humbled and honored to be the featured artist for Simple Scrapper in November 2023. Jennifer Wilson interviewed me on her podcast, Scrapbook Your Way, and if you want to listen to that, I will put a link to it in the description box below. Also, there are process videos for some of the layouts I'm about to share, so they will be listed and linked below. Throughout the share, sometimes I'll put one layout on the table, then the coordinating page. These are double page spreads that started with a single page layout, then I stretched it. And at the end of this video, there will be still shots, so you will get a second look at all of these layouts. One more thing, I am super busy today getting ready for Crop and Create, the Scrapbook and Cards Today 3-day online event that starts November 3rd. And for that reason, this video is in real time. So please forgive the paper shifting noises. So without further ado, let's get started. The first 5 pages I created with the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Essentials collection. This one here, I created it on YouTube as a single page layout. I do plan to create a page 2. I just didn't have time in October. When I do the page 2 and I share it in a layout share, I'll bring this one back in so you will have an idea how I made the two go together. And in this video, I spoke about creating a DIY Halloween collection with non-themed product. So that video will be listed and linked below. The next page here, I created it as a single page layout, but I did stretch it into a double page spread. I did this one on YouTube as well. I did it for the Scrapbook Nerd online shop, and it's part of a mini series called One Sketch 3 Ways. So this is the first way I created the page. Here is the sketch. It is a Milena Woodywith sketch, and in that video, I have links to her work below. It is free. So that is one page, and I did stretch it into a double page spread. Here is the page 2, even though it goes before the original page. So there you have it, a simple one photo layout with a border, but I'm using the very same product. Now you're going to see I did another page that looks very familiar to the page I just showed you. Here it is. So that is another single page layout that I created. So it's very similar to the other one. There are a few differences. You'll be able to see that in the still shots at the end of the layout. And right here is the page 2. I also must say that if my photos weren't covered up, these are outdoorsy hiking photos, and the other ones were cat photos. So that in itself changes up the look of a layout, even though I'm using the very same design. Also, the page 2 that I created, which is placed on the right instead of on the left, like the layout I just showed you, this design is different than the other one. So that's another way to switch up page designs, or I should say switch up a look, even though I'm using the very same jumping off point, the very same sketch. I'm going to show you 6 pages now. I'm changing collections. This is with 49 Market's Countryside collection. This one I did create as a double page spread, so you can see it there. Pretty simple. I just basically used a lot of photos and used a lot of the embellishments as layering pieces. But 49 Market, they have these background papers that are already kind of designed. It's an absolutely beautiful collection. I absolutely love it. So those are 2. Now I am going to show you two more. Now this one here, I created it as a single page layout. And I didn't do my journaling here because I knew I would have a page 2. Here is the page 2 design. So again, just some more photos. Often when I create a single photo layout, the accompanying page has more photos. And I used lots of bits and pieces from this collection just to add lots of layers. 49 and Market is fabulous for that. Even really detailed pieces. If you look here, there's like this little very fine, almost like a chicken wire, and that was a punch out piece that punched out perfectly. The next two pages as well, I created as a double page spread. So again, pretty simple. I used obviously paper from 49 and Market. I brought in a bit of wood grain paper here. I used some embellishments from another 49 and Market collection. Actually, I'm saying that this is Countryside, but I'm looking at the paper. When I put my kit together at the beginning of the month, I added paper to the 49 and Market Countryside collection from past 49 and Market collections. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here. So I can't tell you which collection it's from. However, I will link up my kit share video below where I showed you how I took 49 and Market Countryside and just added a bit more stash to it to basically stretch my collection, which is something I often do. Anyway, two more pages created with 49 and Market. Not sure which collection, but it was tucked into 49 and Market Countryside. Now I'm changing collections, and the next 6 pages I created with Chamel's Main Character Energy collection. So this page I created first, just a simple multi-photo layout. And for the page 2 design, I simply created a 9-block grid. I used a template from Simple Stories to place these photos. It's fabulous. It's a very inexpensive tool. Again, I showed that tool in the kit share video at the beginning of the month. It's just a fabulous way to create a quick grid and not have to worry about placement. I'm about to show you 2 more pages I created with Main Character Energy. I created this one here. This one's actually using that same sketch I showed you earlier. I did not do this one on YouTube. You will see another one very similar to this one a bit later on in the layout share. And along the side here, the sketch that I showed you a little bit earlier had a bunch of circles. I replaced it with die-cut leaves. Here is the coordinating page I created to go with it. Once again, I used a Simple Stories grid template. I had put a bunch of them in my kit at the beginning of the month, and it's just an easy way for placement of grids. Now, obviously here there was supposed to be a box, but instead of adding a box, I created a title and a bit of embellishing in an empty area. The next 2 pages as well, I created with Chamel's Main Character Energy collection. I started with this one here, pretty simple layout, and also in my kit share at the beginning of the month, I put these pocket heart dies in my kit. I wanted to use them because they had been floating around my desk since last spring and I never used them, and I was determined to use them. So if you look very closely here, there are 2 heart pockets because those come in 2 sizes. And basically what I did with the larger heart, I filled it up with punched out flowers and leaves. And this pocket here, there's just 1 little flower and leaf on top of it. These little butterflies are from one of the papers in the collection. I just fussy cut them. And if you look on top of them, I have these little sequins as well. So that's one page I created first. And then I created a very simple coordinating page. I'm going to show you that in a moment. So here you have the coordinating page. Once again, a simple page to design. I frequently do that. I just repeat the same papers. I fill up the page with photos, and I usually add one embellishment cluster, and that forms a visual triangle with the embellishment clusters on the other page. For this one here, I created a little photo flap for it, and there is going to be a tutorial on my channel in mid-November where I explain in detail how I do this. I do it often, always to house extra photos on my page. All the important photos are visible, but if I have extra photos and I don't feel like leaving them in a box, I will create these little photo flaps just to house extra photos. And I usually indicate with a tab, like I did here, that there's more to see inside. So in that video, I explain that. Now I'm going to change collections again. The next one, I just am going to show you one page. It's with Carta Bella's Welcome Fall collection. I actually created the coordinating page for this, but I did it for a design team project in November, so I can't show it to you. I'll show it to you next month, and I'll bring this page back in so you can get an idea of how I actually put this together. The sketch I showed you earlier, this is the very same page design. I did it on YouTube for my series One Sketch 3 Ways. So this is sketch, or I should say layout number 2 with the same sketch. You may have remembered earlier the layout I showed you. It was like this. Up here I had a bunch of tags and ephemera pieces, and also I had larger photos. So this is my second take on the very same sketch. I'm going to change collections again, and this one here is going to be for 2 pages. I created this with the Take Me Home collection from the Mercy Tiara Kit Club. That was her collection in September 2023. That kit was made with 3 different collections. There was material from Simple Stories, American Crafts, and this is from Fancy Pants Designs. I didn't show you that collection in my kit share at the beginning of the month, but you will see it tomorrow on YouTube. That's because I'm going to be playing with the rest of that collection in November. So I did create a page 2 to coordinate with it, though I'm placing it as a page 1. That's just my terminology. Anyway, here is the other page. Again, a 9-block grid. I used one of those Simple Stories templates. This was perfect for these heritage photos. I've been creating my heritage album and basically going through the years, 1963, 1964. So this is a great way to incorporate tons of photos on a layout. So that is it for the pages I created in October 2023. Here are the still shots. I hope you enjoyed this layout share. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. Let me know if you have any questions. I read and respond to all of the comments, but sometimes it takes me a while. If you haven't subscribed, I would be thrilled if you did. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very, very much. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow on YouTube with my November scrappy kit and plans. Bye-bye.